Yeah.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Ala's World of Finance and welcome to Stock Market Daily. So I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today there's just a couple things that I want to talk to you guys about. So I do want to talk to you guys about McDonald's because they're actually announcing that they're going to have some improvements, some technological improvements to a lot of their restaurants. And a lot of analysts are thinking that that's going to really help their stock. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're also going to talk about AMD and NVIDIA just kind of briefly, and we're going to talk a little bit about the GPU market because recently I've been making a lot of videos on AMD and Intel and talking about the whole server market, but I haven't really talked a lot about the GPU market, and so a couple people asked me for my opinion. So I just did a little bit of research. We're just going to kind of briefly touch up on it, and AMD is actually releasing their Vega GPU soon, so it's kind of a good time to just talk about it really quick. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's begin with McDonald's. So ticker symbol MCD. By the end of 2017, so by the end of this year, they will be upgrading 2,500 and 14,000 restaurants. And what they're calling it is the experience of the future. So they're making technological advancements and upgrades to their restaurants. And over 2,500 restaurants will have digital ordering kiosks. So imagine, like Redbox, kind of like that type of kiosk, where you can basically order your food and that would kind of take the place of like an actual person, like a physical cashier person, something like that, where you could just order your food through the kiosk. And then over 14,000 restaurants will also have mobile ordering options. So you'll be able to order your food through your cell phone and things like that. Now, these advancements should result in positive benefits to McDonald's stock. It should do very well for them. In fact, a lot of expectations are actually going up. A lot of analysts are increasing their price targets and their earnings expectations for McDonald's stock. And a lot of this has to do with 2018 because obviously it's going to take place, towards the end of 2017, we'll have all these upgrades in place. And then in 2018, we should see increased sales for McDonald's. Now, Cohen actually raised their price target to 180, which is very significant because their previous price target was actually at 142. So they increased it by a lot. Now, some analysts are still a little bit skeptical about these changes by McDonald's. And some think that the price is already a bit too high for McDonald's stock. And a lot of other worries come in the form of uncertainty in terms of what's going to happen with McDonald's actual physical workers, what's going to happen to them, because now you're going to have kiosks and mobile ordering and things like that, so you may not have the need for actual physical workers. So I just wanted to read to you guys what a McDonald's spokesperson said, and this is what she said. I'm just going to go ahead and quote her. So she said, "Our CEO, Steve Easterbrook, has said on many occasions that self-order kiosks in McDonald's restaurants are not a labor replacement. They provide an opportunity to transition back of the house positions to more customer service roles such as concierge, I don't know how to pronounce that. I know it's concierge, but concierges? They put they put it like plural concierges and table service where they are able to truly engage with guests and enhance the dining experience." So I think that actually could be a very positive thing if they don't have to worry so much about the technical ordering and stuff like that, and they can actually just focus on customer service. That could potentially be a good thing, but I don't know how much customer service you would need at a McDonald's anyway. But anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about their stock. So their 52-week low was back in October 20th of last year. It was at $110.33. 52-week high was actually today at $155.46. But currently, and there's still about like a half hour until the market closes, but currently they're at $153.89, so they kind of just went down just a little bit from that. Now for the day, they're down 0.52%. In the past week, down 0.28%. Past 1 month, they're up around 3%. Past 3 months, around 20%. Past 1 year, up around 34%. And then in the past 5 years, up more than 100%. All right, so let's transition to AMD and NVIDIA. So when looking at the GPU market and the GPU products that are coming out, we know that AMD will be releasing their Vega GPUs in June and July. I believe that the Frontier Edition will be released tomorrow, and then I think that the Gaming RX Vega GPUs will be released at the end of July. So, but the point is that they're going to be released very soon. And when looking at the iMac Pro, Apple said that it's the most powerful Mac ever built, and it's actually going to be powered by the Radeon Pro Vega GPU. So very good stuff for AMD. And AMD is really looking to continue off of their success from their Polaris GPUs. And we know that they actually were able to take a decent amount of market share with Polaris. So when looking at the research, John Petty Research, they said that year over year during the first quarter, and they're talking about the GPU market share, we know that AMD's stake was at 23.2% and it actually increased to 27.5%. Now NVIDIA's stake actually decreased from 76.7% to 72.5%. So very significant. So it looks like AMD is taking some of the market share and they're hoping to continue that with their Vega GPUs. Well, the problem here is that NVIDIA actually already beat AMD to the punch. They actually released some of their GPUs already and at pretty decent prices as well. And the GTX 1080 Ti from NVIDIA, that was released back in March, and the Titan XP was released in April. So they're well ahead of AMD, and especially in the second quarter. Now what it's going to really come down to is going to be the third and fourth quarter, where we actually see historically that sales increase during the third and fourth quarter for these type of products. But what it's really going to come down to is how high of a price AMD targets for their products, because AMD knows what NVIDIA is offering and at what price. So AMD now has the opportunity to come out and basically offer a more attractive price for their GPUs. And if they can do that, then I think that that will really help them with their GPU sales. So that's kind of, it's like a disadvantage and an advantage at the same time. NVIDIA is ahead of them, but AMD also has the advantage of, you know, putting out whatever price they want to compete with NVIDIA. So we'll have to just kind of see what happens with that. Anyway, now when looking at NVIDIA, their stock had, their 52-week low was at around $44. That was back in June of last year. 52-week high is all the way up to 168, and that was in this month of this year. And then since then they've dropped down a little bit. They're down to 152 and 15 cents. For the day, they're down 1%. For the past week, they're down almost 5%. But in the past 3 months, they're up over 40%, and then in the past 1 year, they're actually up over 200%, so very significant. And AMD, their 52-week low was back in June 27th of last year at around $4, and then 52-week high was at $15.55. That was back in February. And then currently they're just down a little bit under that at $14.08. We've seen them dip, but then they've kind of been rallying back up now. For today, they're down 0.78%. In the past week, they're up actually over 15%, so very significant. And then in the past 3 months, up only 2%, because like I mentioned, there were some dips and stuff like that. And then this is for the past year, they are up over 180%, so very significant. So anyway, how do I feel about it? I'm invested in AMD. I've mentioned it lots of times, so I'm not going to be investing in NVIDIA, but that isn't to say that I don't like NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA has some great things, and they're doing other stuff as well, like autonomous driving, and they're even powering the Nintendo Switch, so they have a lot of things going on for them as well. So anyway, I just want to give you guys quick opinions on these, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. If you're new, please subscribe. If you like the video, hit the like button, and if you watch the video all the way through to this very point in time, then you are, well, you're not AMD or NVIDIA, because then you'd be competing against each other, but you're more like McDonald's. You're making some upgrades to your restaurants. You're doing some good things. By watching this video, you are upgrading your knowledge. So I don't even know where I'm going with this. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you all have a wonderful, beautiful day. Take care.